Kaz! Kaz!
Hotter?
Kaz!
Where are you?
Come into the kitchen, Kaz!
Okay.
Come into the kitchen.
Well, are you invisible or something?
No, just come into the kitchen, Kaz.
I am in...
No, you gotta come into the kitchen. This is gonna be the most epic thing you've ever seen in your life.
Okay, I'm here. Where are you?
Look on the counter, Kaz.
What? Wait a minute. What is that? Is that a hash brown?
Flip the hash brown over, Kaz.
Well, wait a minute.
Just
no,
flip it
is this some sort of trick or something? Did you rub the hash brown on your ass or something?
This isn't it. This is the furthest thing from the trick, Kaz. I did not rub it on my ass. Just flip over the hash brown, Kaz. Just do it. Flip it over.
This better be worth the payoff.
Flip it over. Flip it over. Boom! Big payoff. I'm a hash brown.
What the hell? How did you...
Didn't see that coming, did you?
Why would you... I don't get it. Why would you turn yourself into a hash brown?
Because I can and I did.
Jeez.
Because I like hash browns.
Oh, jeez.
I don't get what the big deal is. I mean, I'm just a hash brown. It's not a big deal at all.
How are we going to record podcasts now?
Well, I didn't really think that through very well, but you'll have to set up everything and position me in front of the microphone and tilt the microphone down.
Uh-oh. Oh, God.
Okay.
Here comes a fat guy. Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
No. Go away.
No, I know fat people think I'm food, but I'm not. Please,
go
away. Go.
I turned myself into a hash brown, Kaz. I'm hash brown hotter.
The following is a Podbeard production. Explosions make things sound cooler. Anyway,
Vengeance initiated.
don't you bro no more.
In a world where two ordinary gamers team up to fight the forces of boredom, this is their podcast, and this is their story.
What's up, everybody? I'm hash brown hotter.
And I'm Cazador Jones.
And this is Two Guys at a Game!
So TJ, what's up with this hash brown fetish you have?
So basically, to fill everybody in, I am now hash brown hotter because I just got back from a weekend away up at Dark Runner's Cottage Arena with actually a few members of the Podbeard Network. Shoutouts to my boy Prog Rock Air, and of course the producer. The heel from Mike's and Beers.
And Cazador Jones was not invited.
Cazador Jones was not invited.
You're like, oh shit. He's going to hold this against us forever.
He's literally... Dark Run, if you're listening next year, we got to invite Cazador Jones.
It's okay, I won't be able to come. I'm too busy working.
Damn. I basically was just like, listen, I'm going and that's that. No, but so when we were there, everyone had a meal that they were making, right?
Right.
So for breakfast the one morning, someone made an overabundance of hash browns. Like, there were so many hash browns, and I was so happy because I love hash browns.
Yeah, who doesn't love potatoes?
So I was sitting there just eating hash browns. Like, and throughout the day, well, it was more just the morning, I guess, but, like, throughout the day, even, like, I'd go up swimming, and I came back, and, like, it's like, hey, TJ, want some hash browns? And, like, it was this big joke. Because, like, as I was drinking, I got more excited about the hash browns.
You should have a song for it now. Eating hash browns, eating up some hash browns. I take some hash browns and I eating up those hash browns. Just give me hash browns, hash browns, hash browns, hash browns, hash browns, hash browns. And then you go, New York.
No, but so the last time I got the hash browns, I took like 3 of them, and that was the last of the plate.
The last
of
that's a movie. It's a movie trilogy now. It's called Hotter and the Hash Brown, and then Hotter and the Hash Brown 2, more hash browns, and then the last one is called Hotter and the Last of the Hash Browns.
Oh my god!
And it's all about you just trying to get that last hash brown.
It's no, but like so, like when I took the last hash brown, I was like, I'm hash brown hotter, and they thought it was fucking hilarious. So I was like, Cash, we got to do the hash brown skit.
This really dramatic trailer for the last movie. My name is Hotter. I'm searching for a righteous hash brown. Where's the hash brown? We call them grits over here. Where's my grits? I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure they're just called hash browns still, but whatever you call it. Or they're called like home fries somewhere else, or you know whatever.
I don't know what the hell they are. I really don't know.
I'm just a hero looking for my hash brown. Turns around the corner. There's a McDonald's.
Over here,
there's an old abandoned McDonald's. TJ walks in. All of a sudden, it's like, freeze, dirtbag. I'm just looking for a hash brown. There's no hash browns for you here. I think you're wrong, mate. I've got quite the nice bear down under. Dun, 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 and then it just cuts to all this crazy action scenes.
I love the slow-mo noise.
And then it just cuts to all the action scenes. It's like, dun, dun, and then it shows me, and I'm there, and I've got like a bandana over my face. I'm like, Hunter, if we're gonna get that last hash brown, we gotta pick it up a bit. Don't worry, Kaz, I know. Oh, sorry, don't worry, Kazeth, I know.
And the other best part about the weekend was that for like 9% of the weekend I had an Australian accent.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I get drunk, I have an Australian accent.
Nice,
so it's just
mate.
stuck.
When I get drunk, I have a Jamaican
nice,
accent.
Mate.
Buddy.
It's real nice, mate. Oh,
Buddy.
Fuck, mate. I got fucked. Fuck. All weekend, basically, all I said was talked in random Australian accents.
How do you what channels your inner Australian accent?
Beer.
Just beer? So you don't have like a character? Like,
No.
Okay, so like, you know how I do my characters?
I pretend to be all of the Australian people I know.
Okay, yeah, so like that's like me. Like, see, I can't do an Australian accent just by thinking of it. Like, I can be like, oh, good day, mate. But like, then if I channel a character like Mad Max, where I'm like, no, I'm searching for a righteous cause. Let's put some shrimp on the barbie.
Let's put some shrimp on the barbie.
Hugh Jackman's my best friend. You know, like I can't, but like you have to channel a character in order to do it, right? Like I can't just like do an accent.
Yeah, I just pretend to be like all the Australian people I know.
That's why that one accent that we can never
real,
nail,
man.
but we can get the cadence of. You know who we're talking about?
Yes.
That's why I'll never get it, because that is like 6 accents merged into one. It's
can't
its
do
own
it.
accent.
Someone we know who's a really cool accent. We can't do it.
And I hate it. It is the biggest issue, buddy. It's the biggest issue in my life right now. See, I can't even do it because
That's not even remotely
I
close.
can't even do it. It's so frustrating. As a
is
guy who does
frustrating.
voices and I can't do a voice, it is really irritating. But I can do Gilbert Godfrey just fine.
And I'm a gay alien.
And I'm a gay alien. You know what, Steve? No, it's not acceptable. It's just not acceptable, Steve. Bad Steve. Bad hotter. Bad hotter. Stay away from those hash browns that go right to your thighs.
They do. I probably gained like 30 pounds. You know how much beer I drank this past weekend, dude?
Dude,
I drank
not as
more
much beer as I drank this
I
weekend.
drank
I'm
more
joking.
this past weekend than I probably drank in my entire life.
Well, that's good. That's healthy.
Like, you should have seen the bags of empties that we had to get rid of.
That's really healthy.
So much fucking beer. Oh my God. I drank so much Moosehead. Anyway.
So what's new?
Well.
Moosehead. That's your new Moosehead hotter hash brown.
I'm Moosehead hotter. Nothing really too exciting other than that. What about you?
Well, I mean, like, what's new exciting is you just basically got up after we had a nice conversation before the podcast and took a shit. So that was pretty
cute.
You were just like, yeah, so this conversation's really been, bowel moving.
It's gone straight to my ass. I gotta go
bowel
take a
moving.
shit.
So I was like, wow, okay.
I gotta take a shit.
So basically, our conversations trigger you shit. Okay.
Apparently, if you talk too much, I shit.
Which is good. I'm like a natural laxative. I like that. So what's new
Cazador
exciting?
Jones.
With me. No, that's not. No, just nothing. You know what? It's summer. I'm working all the time. I'm busy. I changed a light bulb. That's pretty much the highlight of my week. I put changing a light bulb in my room
That's pretty
off
exciting.
for a week. I put that off for a fucking week because I was just like, you know what?
I don't even need light.
I don't need light. I can live. And then I got home, what was it, the night before at like 11 o'clock, and I go to my room and I hit the switch, and I'm just like, Fuck, I haven't been on a night shift in over a week. So I literally, the next morning I woke up, I changed my light bulb, and I'm just like, okay, great, fantastic. What else did I do? I actually had this really intimate moment with my dogs the other night. My whole family was gone, and my dogs sleep in my parents' bed. So my mom was like, oh, the puppy needs to sleep in the bed. But he'll only go in the bed if someone's in the bed with him. So I'm just like, oh, okay. So I go in the bed, and both my dogs literally snuggled up right beside me. That was the best sleep I've had in like 6 months.
Really?
Oh my gosh. And then I woke up because one of them kicked me in the face. And then the second I wake up, they both see my eyes open, and they're looking at me like, oh my God, he's up. He's up. That means we're up. Let's go. I'm just like, no, better not be 7 o'clock in the morning, guys. Go check my phone. It's like 7:05. I'm like, fuck you guys so much.
I hate you.
I hate you with a passion.
I'm looking for a righteous
My parents'
cause.
bed is like the most comfortable bed in the universe. Like, it's made of that purple stuff. You seen the purple?
Purple stuff.
No, have you never seen it?
One.
Yeah, it's like this new technology that they developed where it's like above memory foam. So, but yeah, anyways, it's really comfy. So yeah, that's basically been my update. Sorry,
That's pretty freaking sweet.
Tangent number 5.
Tangent number 73. Tangent 76.
Let's put a tangent compilation together.
Tangent 76. Speaking of 76, What a horrible fucking transition that was. So, have you heard about... I wanted to talk about this on the show because I feel that Bethesda needs a little bit of defending and explaining right now.
Okay.
Because they're getting eaten alive right now.
So you want to become a lawyer for Bethesda, is what you're saying?
Basically, yes. Lawyer Hodder.
You come into this courtroom.
Have you heard about what happened?
No.
So basically, to give you the quick... I'm using Polygon.com as kind of my base for this because they've been covering it.
Fighting Polygon team.
Pretty much. So basically what happened is a story came out, I think it was early last week, and all it really was Bethesda blocks resale of a secondhand game.
Wait, what secondhand game?
It was a copy of The Evil Within 2.
Why did they block it?
So this is where the story is getting...
I'm confused. Wait, how did they block a game?
Let me explain. So basically what happened was there was a guy...
It's always a guy.
Philadelphia-based Ryan Hupp, who was selling his copy of The Evil Within 2 that was sealed and had never been unwrapped or anything.
Okay.
He was selling it on the Amazon Marketplace as a new game. Bethesda then basically sent him information saying that he needed to take it down, threatening legal action, saying that it was not being sold by an authorized reseller, and therefore it was unlawful. Bethesda also took issue with Hub's use of the word new in selling the unwrapped game, claiming that this is false advertising. So Hub basically contacted Polygon and was like, this is bullshit. Bethesda's trying to block the resale of used games. And so the internet community has been up in arms about it. They've been like, this is fucking bullshit, Bethesda.
Okay, so I can see where it comes into that standpoint, but also dealing with that kind of stuff. One, is it true or false?
That this actually happened?
Yeah, like,
it
so
is
do
very
we know,
true.
is there like
It
proof?
is very,
is there pictures?
It's
Does
true.
he have the emails? Like, if he
It's
has
very
it,
true.
then okay, you know what? That is bullshit. That's not fair. But like,
The thing
then
is,
I can
too,
see
is there's Bethesda's side.
then I can see Bethesda's side of it. Like, I get it. Okay, you know what? That's their game. If it is sealed and it is brand new, then, you know, that's fine. But it's technically not brand new. Just because it's sealed doesn't mean it's brand new. It's still used.
Yes.
You've purchased it. Once you take a car off the lot, it's no longer new.
Exactly.
The resale value drops.
say it's
Boom.
new.
So you buy something. Yeah, sure, it's still
You
open
can say
packaging.
like
but
new.
people can repackage games.
Yes.
It's not like you can't cellophane wrap something.
So Polygon contacted Bethesda, and this has been updated.
Okay.
So instead of people asking Bethesda what actually happened, this is the exact statement from Bethesda, and I quote, Bethesda does not and will not block the sale of pre-owned games. It's not going to happen. They're not going to start doing this.
Yeah.
The issue in this case is that the seller offered a pre-owned game as new on the Amazon Marketplace.
Yeah, there's a lot
Which
of stuff.
and this article goes into huge detail about why that's not allowed. And it's not. If you look at, you can't say it's a new, he's not an authorized seller.
Yeah.
We do not allow non-authorized resellers to represent what they sell as new because we can't verify that the game hasn't been opened and repackaged. This is how we help protect buyers from fraud and ensure our customers always receive authentic new product with all the enclosed materials and warranty intact. In this case, if the game had been listed as pre-owned, this would not have been an issue.
And you can still sell a pre-owned game and say it's sealed in the thing. And
you
the
can say
value
it's sealed, but it's pre-owned. So I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't check on this until this morning, and I was ready to go off on Bethesda. And I am so freaking glad I did. I looked it up again and read more on the story because I was going to not be a good journalist and just talk shit. Because I understand why they did it.
Yeah.
That's illegal.
It's
that's
justifiable.
Not legal.
It's justifiable.
100% it is. And for the people that are still saying that Bethesda fucked up, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. Because as someone who was in an industry that sold, we made our money usually off of used guitars. Mm-hmm. So if we got a guitar in, I can give you a perfect example. This is off topic, guys, but still kind of on topic. I got a guitar in once from a guy. He bought it brand new from Law McQuaid the day before. Mm-hmm. But it was a final sale guitar. He couldn't return it.
You can't. Okay, yeah.
He could not return it.
No refunds allowed.
No refund. Final sale. He got an amazing deal on it. So he comes to me and he says, I bought this guitar. He bought it for his kid or something. My kid absolutely hates it. He can't. It's not even remotely what he wanted. I really made a fucking mistake. Can you help me? Can I sell this to you and try and make a bit of my money back?
And you were like, I'm sorry, I hate your kid.
And I was like, okay, so it is a like new guitar.
Yeah.
So I look at it and I go, okay, it's brand new. It still has the plastic on it. It's like a brand new guitar. And this was very early in my career as working at the store. So I said, okay, yeah, sure, no problem. I gave him a really good price on it, but I still was able to make money. He didn't get all his money back, but he got most of it. And I put it up on the wall and I said, like new. And I still had the wrap on and everything. And I said but the way I put it on the tag, I thought I was being really smart. Because I said like new, and I put new in big bulging letters, so it was almost like you were like, oh, new, oh, okay. And I priced it pretty much at list price for the guitar. Not quite, it was still a couple $100 less.
Yeah.
And basically, my boss came in, and he was like, dude, what are you doing? You can't advertise it like that. I'm like, why? He's like, well, it's technically illegal. You can't, when you're selling something that's used, even if you're selling it if you list it at the price of a new game, I mean, obviously, I was going to haggle down. That was the whole point. That's his business.
Yeah.
In the resale community and what have you, in the guitar community.
This guitar's $1,200. I'll give you $20 for it. Deal.
Well, it's like if you put up a guitar that's used for $400 in a store, especially a small store, most of the time you're going to hey, man, let's do business. I'll give you $350. And, okay, let's do business, yeah. And so I was like, okay. But my point is, there is legal things for this. We were a legal resale business, so we were able to do that technically and get away with it. But
technically is the god
it's
of
not
technicalities.
Yeah, it's still not a great thing to do. So all Bethesda is saying at this is that they do not want their customers to buy what they think is a new game.
Yes.
If an unexperienced person goes and buys this game, they take it home, they pull it out of the disc, and let's say there's a warranty issue.
Yeah, and also, the other thing is, too, even when you buy something, there's still, a bunch of legal stuff that goes along with that. You got to think about but that's still Bethesda's property. Yes, you've purchased their property, but, it's like my iPhone. I purchased my iPhone, but the freaking terms of use and agreement for freaking the thing, they could, you don't know what they're putting in there, and people don't read that shit, so they could be like, yeah, your firstborn child belongs to us if we so choose. And then all of a
you
sudden
can be like, oh, well, I bought it used,
Well, I bought my firstborn child used, so...
Well, then it's I agree so much with more the warranty thing than anything.
Yes.
Or let's say, okay, here's another example of that. Let's say that the game came with a code for something.
Yes.
Downloadable content that you purchased extra.
DLC.
DLC. Anyway. And let's say that let's say a kid buys The Evil Within 2 from this guy.
Yeah, kid, don't buy it.
He's all excited.
It's very scary. They're really, it's a horror game.
For sure. But let's just say he gets home and he's all, or a parent buys it for their teenager on
their parent buys it for their infant. Yep.
Yeah. Let's just say it's someone who's not very experienced with how the used thing works. They get home, they pay extra for this game because they think they're going to get the code. They go in and there's an issue with the code. They contact Bethesda and say, yo, there's an issue with this code. Because is there a chance that the game's going to be scratched, that this is not going to work? No, that's not going to happen.
Right.
But the code, that could happen. They open up and they say, hey, Bethesda, what the hell? And then Bethesda goes, they type in their system and they go, that game was purchased 4 months ago.
And it was and this code was entered.
Let's say even if the code wasn't entered, they could go, okay, the code was never entered, but the game was purchased. Where did you get it? Oh, I got it from this guy on Amazon Marketplace. That he said it was a new game.
I got it from this guy in the back alley. He said if I gave him a blowjob, he'd give me the game.
Oh, he said
it was brand new, and so was his dick. So,
We're having this really serious conversation. The next thing you know, it's about blowjobs.
It's called Time for a Tangent.
Haha. Time for a tangent, motherfucker. No, but so I totally get what they're saying. At the end of the day, all they're trying to do is protect their fan base and their buyer base. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that, guys. So anyone out there who maybe didn't know that was the reason, I hope that you now understand where Bethesda's coming from.
I hope you understand gaming politics is serious, and we take it very seriously here.
Well, I know. When I see something like that happening, I go to myself and go, okay, look, we are a small voice in the community, obviously.
You're an SGW, is what you're saying. A social gaming warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm the opposite of it, because you're not going to hear me be like, oh, man, Bethesda did it. Oh, because people are literally talking
really
shit.
Fucked up on this one. They made a DLC for Zelda.
Oh, they really fucked that up. Oh. But yeah, I don't know. I saw that and I was really passionate about it like last night. I was like, we got it. Or this morning
Passion
too.
of the
I was
TJ.
Like, we got it. I was like, yo, Kaz. And then you hadn't heard about it. So I was like, no, we got to talk about this for sure. And you guys let me know what you think on the Twitter and all that stuff. Let us know because I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts on it. Do you think it's right? It was right for Bethesda to step in and say something and send this guy legal documents with numbers to call and all this shit saying that, look, you can't do this. You cannot. Because the guy's apparently pissed about it. Because he's like, so what? Because I used the wrong wording, you're threatening to fucking sue me, basically? You're threatening to take legal action? Which it wouldn't have come to that. I'm sure Bethesda wouldn't have actually done that.
No, they're just giving you a warning.
They have to.
Yeah.
It's legal. You're getting into the legal system.
And it could fuck them over royally in the end. And that's a big company.
At the end of the day.
And we want Skyrim 6. So
fucking right we do. I want Skyrim 6.2.
I want Skyrim 6 bad.
I want
the
Skyrim
Elder
2.
Skyrim 6. Skyrim Super Edition.
Super Skyrim Edition.
Super Ultra Mega Definitive
Ultra Mega Skyrim
Remastered.
Edition. Skyrim Morrowind Edition.
And it can be any edition. I just want that Skyrim 6. That's all. The Elder Skyrim.
The Elder Skyrim. I don't know. I was really passionate about it. I was like, no, I want to talk about this. Like, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think Bethesda was still in the wrong. Maybe they could have went about it a different way. They could have just contacted the guy.
Showed up to the guy's house in black suits. Come with us.
Come with us if you want to live.
Is this your copy of The Evil Within 2? Yeah. Gas him.
Not anymore. It's not. I don't know.
Men in Black him.
I don't know. I just thought that I wanted to comment on it because I think that we have a voice in the community, and Bethesda is kind of being wronged right now, in my opinion. But it's my opinion.
Yep.
So you agree with me? You think that it's...
I never agree with you.
I know.
No, I'm
like,
just joking. Yeah, no, I think Bethesda's not in the wrong.
No, for sure.
I can't be mad at the gaming company that has brought me endless hours of joy. If they wanted to sue me, I would just be like, okay, sue me.
Well, that being said, too, like let's say that they were in the wrong. I love Bethesda as a company because, again, they brought me so much joy in life. But even if that was the case and they were still in the wrong, I would still say, like, no, like, I'm sorry, Bethesda, you're in the wrong here.
Yeah.
But they're not. This was a one-time thing.
Yeah.
And if people keep, and this is an issue that I feel like it's going to keep being an issue because I mean, how I know a guy, I'm not going to name him, but he buys 2 or 3 copies of games because he gets them at a discounted price and he sells them like they're brand new all the time.
Yeah.
But he sells them and says in the thing, pre-owned like new. So he's not saying, but it's a new game.
Yeah, all you have to say is pre-owned, unopened, boom, there you go.
You're done.
The second someone hears unopened and it's pre-owned, they're not going to care.
Yeah.
You don't have to say
$80,
brand new.
you know?
You just say pre-owned, unopened.
I know a few guys actually who do that. They buy them. Let's say the game's $80. They'll get it for like $70, and then they'll sell it for $80 cash, and they're laughing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, is it right? Well, it's not. That's my opinion. I don't really care.
It's
Some
just
people might be
bartering.
like,
It's a barter system. That's how it works.
They have a really high barter system. I don't know, but anyway, so we are we have some cool stuff to talk about here today. On top of that, I'm really excited to talk about our main topic here today with Mr. Cazador Jones. But before we get into that, because, you know, as you guys know, we always like to talk about what we're playing. And our main topic today is what Kaz is playing. And I'm really freaking excited about this because this is a segment I've been wanting to do for a while. You guys heard about it last week with our talk with Mr. Darkrunner on what exactly he's going to be talking about.
Mr. Barkrunner.
Mr. Barkdunner.
That's the green version of Darkrunner. Barkrunner.
Barkrunner.
We all have to come up with...
Is he a dog?
No, like bark on a tree. We're going to come up with eco-friendly names. Like, you're going to be Hedger instead of Hodder. You can be Hedger.
I mean, I do hedging a lot. So.
Like, because you're a hedge, and I will be...
I love how you guys couldn't see that, but he just did a little clippy thing with his fingers. He was like, you're the hedge.
The hedge. Actually, wait a minute. That's a new villain for the lawnmower and weed whacker.
I thought they were dead.
Wait, they're dead?
Oh, you said that you won't do it anymore.
Yeah, we'll get it. No, it's not. No, once you come up with an idea, you don't overplay it. You just, you know, when you get a royal flush, you know, you just.
Yeah, we did get pretty heavy into it for a while there.
Yeah.
We were like building a franchise. We'll get back.
So the hedge and the fence will work together.
The hedge and the fence. Oh yeah, we haven't debuted the fence on the show yet. We have that skit still.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to bring that up, but we need to like do a full recording.
And then the hedge will just be like, "Hi, I am the hedge.
I am the hedge. What do you do?" Well, I stand behind the fence and make them look a little more pretty.
I don't need. Oh no!
Anyways, yeah. So what are you playing?
So I'm, as you guys know, I'm very boring, and I basically just play the same games over and over again. And all
No,
that
you're
kind of
not
bullshit.
boring. No, not
Kaz
at
is
all.
currently rolling his eyes. So last week I talked briefly about how I was playing Skyrim again for like the 1000th time. I got really sick of that really quick.
Skyrim?
I tried playing it with mods.
It's fun.
I don't know what it is
It's fun.
about me and my PS4.
Oh, okay.
But for some reason, anytime I play with mods on any game, I seem to have either I have issues
Or
I
tissues.
just don't enjoy it that much. My one Skyrim playthrough, I'm playing through as an Argonian hunter.
Okay.
Sits on rock.
Okay.
He is not the hero that Skyrim deserves or wants,
He's a
but
hero.
he's the hero they're going to get. He is but a simple hunter. Shouts to the heel. Yeah, I always had characters starting in like Morrowind.
Okay.
That I've like always made.
Yeah.
I had my Nord who was Harkin. Don't ask why. He was a soldier. And then I always had my main character who always changed his names. He was an Imperial. And then I always had like a couple other ones. I always had Jafar, who was my my dark elf assassin of the Brotherhood. I always had my thief chick who always had random different names. And then I always had my my simple, humble Argonian hunter, who his name has changed. But once I realized I could name him, because I found the character in Morrowind once, where it was an Argonian, and their name was like Stand by Water or something. I can't remember what it was, but it was like Stand -by -something.
Okay.
I think they were kind of a joke character, but I saw that now. I was like, the fact that Bethesda put that there in their freaking game.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, it's done. So I think I was with my buddy. I was with. You haven't met Ryan yet, have you? The heel.
No.
You need to. We're gonna have him on the show soon.
Okay.
You guys are gonna get along so well. It's gonna be so awesome. Anyway, my co-host on Mike's and Beers. That guy.
Okay.
So we were hanging out the one day, and I think for some reason I was playing Skyrim, and I was like, oh, I need to name my Argonian, and like he was like, oh, like you gotta think of a name, and like we found that character, and I was like, the one day I named him something stupid, and then like I'm standing on a rock, trying to fish or something, like look for fish or something. And I was like, oh, he's standing on a rock. He stands on rock. And then I remade the character because it popped Woody so bad. He was like dying laughing. He was like, who the fuck would name their character that? I'm like, me. But as I put in stands, it autocorrected to sits.
Oh.
And I was like, sits on rock. Done. He is but a simple hunter. So I have like all these like different, so basically just I'm playing through Skyrim as a hunter. Just
Okay.
all I do is hunting. But that's I kind of stopped playing that after last week because I got bored of it. But what I did do was I started playing Fallout 4 again.
Are you
with
bored of that
mods.
yet?
No, actually, because what I discovered, and I never really used the Creation Club that much.
Okay.
Because I was just like, you know what, I'm not really into it. Like because I'm not into mods that much because I like the idea of just playing the game the way it was designed to be played.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know. I'm
understandable.
like that.
It's understandable.
But what I didn't know about, and also it cancels out trophies.
Yeah.
Which I freaking hate because I want to get the trophies, even though I have all of them for Fallout 4. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to do Creation Club because I thought they would they counted as mods. What I just know is they don't. It just counts like downloadable content. So I slowly started getting into that, and I don't know. I started playing through as my main guy. He's like level 65 now, and he's like, I've done everything you can possibly do in the game. But for some reason, I don't know. I started playing through it, and then I have like all my different playthroughs.
Right.
And I have all my different homes and everything. And
Yep.
so I don't know. I got back into it, and I started playing through as all my different characters. And I'm like, man, like I have so many I put so many hours into each character and their settlements. You know?
Yeah.
I have my main guy who has his one. If you guys are interested in seeing my compound I built, I spent way too much time building this thing up. Like way too much time.
It's like me in my game where I have like a room just dedicated to all my power armor, and it's just
Yeah.
like it looks like Iron Man's lair. Like,
I did something similar with my one
I just
guy.
had them all there.
See, because I never use power armor that much, but with my main guy, if you guys go on the Harder Show YouTube channel, back when Harder Plays was a thing, before we did this podcast, I actually did a video showing off my compound. So that was interesting. But all my different, because I have my main guy who's like, I call him like a guardian, because he's a good guy. Then I have the Scourge of the Wasteland, who is my one evil guy, who uses heavy machinery. But I made Hangman's Alley like my compound.
Okay.
And it's just so freaking cool. And like I have my my Brotherhood of Steel guy, who is like this badass who like I built like a tower. and then I have like my my more bandit-y type person.
Your raider type?
Yeah, my raider who has a complex like way the fuck up north where no one ever goes.
Right where the nuclear bomb dropped.
Yeah,
in Boston.
And then I have my like my trader person who like I just have Sanctuary Hills is like the base of operations. All I have is a trader.
Yeah.
And
that's where I built my base.
Yeah.
And that's
See, and I did that too with my main playthrough.
Yeah.
I want to show you all my like compounds and stuff because I have so many. And then I think there's one more I can't think of.
You're gonna
right
love Fallout 76, aren't you?
Oh, dude, I will, but I'm also really bummed out about it because I want to. I don't want it to be online all the time, and I don't want to spend all these hours building something up and then have some jackass who just comes on the server show up and destroy it all when I'm not there. You know, like just to me, like I'm like that's not fun. Like that's stupid. So I'm really bummed out about that. I'm really hoping you can have private servers. I'm like as stupid as some people are like, oh, that's stupid. You should have that choice.
Yeah.
I really hope that they do because
I think they will.
Because then, I mean, I would still I'd invite everybody to it. I know at least. And I'd be like, look, then if you guys want to do that, that's different to me. Because at least I know. And I'll be like, yo, you fucking dick. Like, why would you do that? Or I'd say, okay, Podbeard Studios is off limits. No one can destroy Podbeard Studios. Everything else is fair game. And I just make it a rule. I'm like, if you get it, I will kick you off this fucking server.
Pretty much.
And I will kick you out of my life. But yeah, so I've been playing the fuck out of Fallout 4. And also I have been playing WWE 2K18 again. Because why not? Playing online actually a little bit.
Because when you can't afford new games, you just play your old ones.
Yes, and I haven't made it to a used game store recently to buy some new used games. So we need to do that soon.
Yeah, we do.
I think Brandon was saying that he wanted to come too. So
yeah,
we should truck up the Iceman games or something.
Or I know it's a long way, but we should find a Chumley's. Chumley's is the
that'd be cool too.
Of friggin' video game stores. Like they're so good, and they like And if I walk in there and they have Pokemon Coliseum.
I'm still looking for that game for you too. Like I always keep my eye out for it.
Well, I can buy it on Amazon if I want to spend like $1,000. So
yeah, I've been looking on eBay too for you. I've been keeping an eye on eBay for it.
Yeah,
because now that I have if there's no more games I'm like looking for, I have all of them.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, that's like me. Like, there's no more games I want remastered because like I have all.
But there are games that you still want to find.
Yes.
Is Pokemon Coliseum one of the only ones left? I have all the ones.
I got Luigi's Mansion with you the one day, which was perfect, and like I've always wanted to own it, and when I got it, I was like, yeah. And then I still want to own Mario Sunshine, even though it's like, meh, like it's not my favorite Mario game, but I still want to own it because of the nostalgia, and it is. Yeah. It's a very difficult Mario game, so I would like to do that, and like, and actually like fully mastering Odyssey, like I have. Odyssey has become one of my favorite Mario games, and I'm actually at the final level, like the actual final level, and it's the hardest level you will ever play. I've talked about it on here.
Yeah, I think we've talked
like,
about
it's
Mario
honestly, it's just like it's so difficult, and I haven't beaten it, but like I realize how good it makes you at a Mario game, so I really want to try and get Mario Sunshine. There are a lot of GameCube games that I do want to acquire, like Pokemon Channel. Did you ever play that? Have you ever seen that game?
Yes.
Where Pikachu comes into your house.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And then you're just like buddies with Pikachu and everything. It's like, hey, you Pikachu, except it's better, and you just watch TV and stuff with your Pikachu. So I kind of want to get that game. And there's like I said, there's just a couple out there that I want to own. So, but for the most part, I've got most of my games, and a big one for me is like owning the Paper Mario games is like the best feeling in the world because they're the rarest games. Like not Thousand Year Door, you can pick up Thousand Year Door like anywhere, but Paper Mario.
The original
Classic,
Paper Mario is a hard game to find.
Yeah, owning that cartridge is like the
you
best
can find it, but it's like
and it's expensive though if you find it. So, but yeah, and you can also buy it on pretty much like any of the Wii consoles. So.
I did just realize I lied. There is one more game I still really want, but I know I know it's easy to find. I just haven't found it yet.
Aiden Chronicles is the first mage too.
Aiden Chronicles.
Oh, sorry, Aiden Chronicles.
Aiden Chronicles.
His name's Aiden.
No, the one game left is the Episode 1 Racer. The last one I want. I really want to get.
Episode 1 Racer, the last of the cartridges.
The last of the cartridge of the race card racing pod race podcast race.
We broke TJ.
So Kaz, what do you? Sorry, I got broke for like 5 seconds. I got broke. Did. So Cazador Jones, my good man.
It's time for Kaz's Indie Game of the Month, yo.
When AAA game developers make crappy games, he will be here. When you do not feel like spending 80 of your hard-earned dollars on a video game, he will be here. Or when you just feel like playing a video game that defies the law of video games, he will be here. This is Cazador Jones Indie Video Game of the Month.
Oh no, because I was really excited. I was really excited for you to hear the spot that Brandon did for it.
You still
I
do
really
it.
liked it.
It's still gonna be put in there.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. Like,
I'm just hyping it up even more.
Yeah.
You know how we do, like, it's time for some shout outs, and then you go, and then it goes, shout outs initiated.
The only reason I paused and looked up was because that's what I do when I'm thinking of where the plugs are gonna go.
Oh.
Yes, that's why I do that. I leave that extra.
I thought you were
quarter
rolling
of a
your
second.
eyes at me because you were like, you know.
Nah, man, not at all.
Okay.
No, but so throughout the last, few months or so, I've been finding that you have brought these really cool indie games to light.
Yes.
That I would have never heard of for damn sure, and I'm sure that
and
there are
that's
people
all
that wouldn't
thanks,
have either.
That's all thanks to the Nintendo Switch, because they're all about their independent gaming, and they really want to just like bring everything in, and they really have like. I talk about the Switch like endlessly and like everything, but like for the console, what it is, and the portability aspect of it, and the fact that they're a gamer. It's a gamer console.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's made for gamers.
It's for gamers, and yeah, if you're a casual gamer, great, have fun, whatever. We're still gonna offer our family and friends discount kind of thing over here. But for the main part, is they bring any game in that they can get in, and there's a lot of like M-rated games. So like, that's the first thing that surprised me is when I'm playing a game and it's like got swearing at it. I'm like, wait a minute, this is a Nintendo console.
What's going on here?
So. Yeah, for indie games, like I brought a lot of them, like West of Loathing. That one's one we talked about. Kona, which is a great one, and these games aren't like, they're not too heavy. They're just kind of fun. They're relaxing. It's just a way. And there are some that I play that are a little bit more intense for indie games, like I guess Rocket League's not really independent anymore. I would say it's more of a bigger.
But there's been, if you go back on our episodes, there have been quite a few, and it happened really naturally. Where like it's like me with the cheap game challenge.
Yes,
it happened so naturally when I was like, I wanted to bring a couple new monthly segments on the show. We could do like one episode, we focus on that segment.
Yep.
And we're not focused, but like the majority of the episode is about that segment, even if it's the last half hour, whatever the fuck. And I was like, I brought this to you, and I was like, yo, I have this idea. Kaz's Indie Game of the Month. And it's taken a couple weeks to kind of get it into fruition, but I was like, the next time you have an indie game you want to talk about, let's do it.
Yeah. And
you have a game to talk about.
Yeah, so
I'm super excited to hear about it.
This one's been out for a while. Like, I've known about this game for a while, but like I never really understood what it was, and I never really took to it playing it. So the first time I ever saw this game was I really got into indie games last summer when I played Firewatch, which is what I will talk about Firewatch at another time.
Yes.
Because you have to get it. It's a really good game. I know you'll enjoy it.
Is Firewatch the one where you are literally you're like a park ranger or something?
You're a Firewatch person. Like,
and
that's
you're
your job. You're in a tower, and it takes place in the 1980s.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah. You have to get it. It's on PS4. Play through it, and then we can talk about it, because I know you'll love it. Like, it's totally up your alley. And anyway, so I was playing that, and then after I played that game, I was like, I got like this, like, what would you call it? Like, almost like a withdrawal from like that game. Like, I was like, I need something similar to this. Like, I need more of this. And so that's when my indie gaming kind of kicked off. And I looked and I was like, I need this game. I need this game. Like, I bought so many indie games just to try and get that high back, like of that feeling like, oh, this game meant so much to me. So one of the recommended games was this game that I'm going to talk about today. But I always blew it off because I was like, I don't know what it's about. They didn't have really good pictures for it. It didn't make sense to me. So anyways, cut to now. A year later, I've been playing lots of indie games, blah, 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 whatever. And I go on the Switch shop pretty much every weekend. That's when they update their list of games. And games pop up all the time, but this is when they have their full list. So I go in and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm looking through. And then all of a sudden I see this game again. And I'm like, oh, what the heck? So I click on it. And I look at the pictures of it. And the pictures actually look good. And it looks like an interesting concept. I'm like, I didn't realize what this game was about. So I purchase it. And oh my God, this game actually is amazing. It is the weirdest mind trip of a game I've ever played. I still haven't beaten it, but I don't know what's going on in it. And it's something that TJ will like, is it's a game that offers you multiple choices.
Which I dig that shit.
So when you go into a conversation with somebody, you get to choose how the conversation goes. And you can either be a total asshole, you can be observant, or you can be like positive, nice. Let's get through this, guys. Come on, let's go. So the game is called Oxenfree. Like I said, it's been out for a while now. It's
Oxenfree?
Oxenfree, okay. Yes. And this game it takes place on an island. It's really weird, and it's the main characters of the game are all I don't know if they're I guess they're high schoolers or they're kids anyways. They're young adults. Let's call them young adults. And and it starts off and you're just on a boat and you're going to this island, and as you're on the boat, you're just having a conversation. So the main character, crap, I can't remember her name, and I was just like playing it like the other day. Shoot, I'm gonna try and think about this. What is her name? Anyways, okay, I guess names aren't important. Because if you really want to play the game, you're just gonna play it based off of this. So you're this girl, you're a young girl, and you have issues. You have issues with your family, right? And I think it's your mother just got remarried to your stepbrother's father, whatever, because your stepbrother's there. So you have a stepbrother who is in your family now. And then the sister, or the girl, the main character girl, her brother like died or committed suicide or something like that, or I can't remember exactly what it was.
Something super dark happened.
So it's a very dark setting already, right, when you start the game off. And then, there's also like drug use happening and alcohol and all this other stuff. So they get to the island and they're all talking, blah, blah, blah. And you can steer the conversation however you want. Like for instance, like there's like an underlying tone. Like there's you're on a boat with two male characters, right, when you start off, and you can basically go either way. Like you can flirt with one of them, or you can flirt with your stepbrother, right? So. And it's just
that's kind of fucked up.
It is, but it's like that's just the tone of the game.
Yeah,
the game is a mind fuck. So you get here, and then you get to the beach, and there's these other two girls, and they're there, and they're like, one of the girls is like the main character's like rival, and she's just like, oh, they hate each other, and then you find out why they hate each other later on, because that girl used to date her brother who killed himself, and blah blah blah. It's just very dark. So anyway, so it starts off, and they go to the beach, and the main character's best friend's there, and he's just like, oh yeah, he's like, let's go over to this cave where weird shit happens and stuff. So they go over to this cave. Good and idea. One of the devices in the game that you get is a FM radio, and so if you tune into the radio, you can hear different stuff, like history about the island and how everything. Anyway, so it's like, oh yeah, so your character starts tuning the radio, and as you're tuning the radio, it starts turning red, and as you get closer and closer to the station, it starts like freaking doing weird shit in this cave, and then all of a sudden this little hole opens up in the cave, and your stepbrother's like, oh cool, let's go check it out, and you're like, no, don't go in the cave.
Yeah, totally good idea.
Have you seen any horror movies before? So you go in the
Are
cave,
you an idiot?
You go you go into the cave you follow after your brother, and it's just you and your stepbrother, and then you go in, and it's just like all this weird stuff starts happening, and you find this like friggin' ancient wardrobe that's been there, but it looks like brand new, and then the character's like, what the fuck is going on? And it's just like, hey, why don't you turn on your radio again? And it starts to give you like this horror movie kind of vibe, and you turn on your radio and you start tuning it into these stations back and forth, and as you're tuning it in, you open up like this fucking gate, like a triangle gate.
A freaking triangle gate.
Yeah, it's this weird thing, and all of a sudden it's just like you hear all these weird sounds, it's like, and then all of a sudden it just goes, phew, and then you wake up and everybody's completely dispersed throughout the map of this island.
Really?
You get dispersed with your stepbrother, and it just gets fucking weird. You don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, it's just messed up, and it's all this big mindfuck, and I still don't know what's going on. Like I said, I haven't beaten the game, but I know it's going to be something like of a crazy twist. So, like, you end up, like, going after to find your friends. Like, you get in contact with your friends, and you're talking to all of them, and you're like, okay. And then you have to make a choice, like, which friend you want to go save first. And then if you go save that friend first, it's going to affect the other friend in a way that's kind of weird or whatever, right? So you end up going, and then, like, the one cool thing that caught me is they're walking towards the friend, and you and your stepbrother are going, and you're having this conversation about your life and everything, and it's nice, and it really gets in depth with the characters while you're playing the game. And nice scene, and the kind of game is it's hard to describe the type of game this is. It's just a walking game. It's a walking text game. There's no like crazy like combat, so you don't have to worry about that.
It's explained online as a supernatural mystery graphic adventure game.
That's exactly what it is, and it's
kind of a really unique concept.
It is, and so my favorite part so far in the game, there's two favorite parts I'm just going to touch on before I drag this out, and I don't want to spoil the whole game for people.
Of course,
but,
yeah. But your job is to report on a couple basic things.
This game has been out for a year, so it's not like it's new, and like people have played it if they've seen it. So, anyways, so my favorite part is they're going down this hill, walking towards the one friend, and as they're going down it, all of a sudden they see this old campsite and a burnt out campfire, and so they have this conversation like, oh, who would camp here? It's so creepy, blah blah blah. And then they keep walking, and as they're walking, all of a sudden time skips, and they go back, and they have like a deja vu moment, and they don't realize they're having the deja vu moment, And so they go through it again, but this time they go past it, and the campfire's lit, and the tent's okay. It's not as tattered as it was before. And they're like, what the hell's going on here? And then there's a soccer ball. And they're like, where did the soccer ball come from? And so they go, and they start kicking it, and then whatever, and then it gets all kind of, like, it's weird. It's like the most fucked up thing you'll ever see. Like, it plays with your mind. And they keep doing a time skip, and every time they do a time skip, finally the main character, she starts to realize, she's like, wait a minute, we've already done this. Why the hell are we doing this again? But the stepbrother doesn't get it.
He doesn't understand.
He's not clicking in.
Yeah.
But she's getting it. And then all of a sudden, the most fucked up thing happens. She gets separated in the time skip from him. So she's alone in this time skip. And she goes over to the lake, and her reflection's shining in the lake, but all of a sudden, its eyes go red, and it looks back at her, and it just goes, make sure you tell your brother what he did wrong before he died. And then it just goes, boom, and she gets back, and she's like, what the fuck is going on? So that's one instance where it just, like, gives me chills even thinking about it. Like, it actually, like, I'm pretty sure that night when I went to sleep, I had a similar dream where I looked into a lake, and I saw my eyes go red, and I just, like, jumped up out of bed, and I was like, what the fuck, this game's fucking with me. So the second part, that really fucks you up. So that's on the way to your first friend, and then all this other shit happens, and it just gets creepier and creepier and creepier, and you don't know what's going on anyway. So you go into this military barracks at one point to save your other friend. As you go in, it's like a classroom, and there's a chalkboard, and on the chalkboard there's a bunch of handprints in chalk. And so one of the characters makes a comment like, oh, hey, what do you think that is? And then you have an option to go,
Satan.
like, you have an option to go, oh, I bet it's like a demon or something. Yeah. And you say that, and then every time you have to use your radio, you'll go into this area, and there's always like a red light, and that kind of indicates to you, okay, turn on your radio. This is an event. So I turn on my radio because in this classroom the light bulb's red, and I start tuning it, and all of a sudden it goes like this, and your radio goes, hi there. Welcome to the military barracks training thing, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to play a game of Hangman? And then it starts using all these different voices to put sentences together, and it just gets creepy. And so then you have to answer questions, and and nothing happens if you lose. Nothing bad happens if you lose. But I don't even know if there's a way to win, to be honest. I'll have to play through the game, because there's multiple playthroughs, obviously, in a game where you have multiple choices. So I lost bad. Like, I didn't know any of the answers. But if you had been playing the game properly and, like, researching it and listening to the history in the game on the radio, you could know what was going on. But every time I answered it wrong, it goes, wrong. Sorry there, matey. You're going to have to try again. And it's just like a fucking demonic shit.
It's totally, that's fucked.
And then as you're doing it, like, finally he's drawing the hangman. Something's drawing this hangman. And then it's like, oh my God, like, this isn't how you play Hangman. You're supposed to do one part at a time. You're putting, like, 3 parts on the Hangman, and then finally the Hangman's just full, and then your stepbrother gets fucking possessed, and it's just like, what the heck? And then finally you get to talk to these demons, and they're talking to you, and then you get to ask them questions. It's like, what, or whatever it is. It's like, what are you? Are you the souls that drowned on this boat here in the island here? And it's just like, we are what we are, and it's just, and then all of a sudden in the window you just, like, see these freaking, like, this black shadowy figure with, like, red eyes again, and
that's what's on the cover. These, like, big,
freaking, yeah, and it's freaking terrifying. And then you just, like, there's so much going on, but, like, it's interesting, it's terrifying, but it's good, and it keeps the player wanting more. You want to. The only downside to this game, and this is my only issue with it, is there's no running mechanic. It is all walking. And that is where it takes away. They needed a running mechanic. And I get it. It does take away from the game because there's a lot of conversation you miss. If you're just a very apt gamer who just knows, get in here, do the action done, you miss a lot of interesting conversation.
So that's why they probably didn't include it.
That's why they didn't put the running in. But it also hinders the gameplay when there is no conversation. That is the downside. So, and here's one example: is the first place you get teleported to in the game is a radio tower, and it's huge, and you have to climb up it. Holy shit. Most boring part. Like, I was like, when is this game? Where's the chase, and how can we cut
Where is the chase, and how do
And then the thing that kills me is I'm like, oh, I hope I never have to climb up this tower again. That's it. It's over.
So you got to climb back
You got to climb back up that tower.
Shit.
So that kind of pisses me off a little bit. But that's the only downside to it. But if you're into slower paced games, you just want a casual gaming, and you want an interesting mystery, definitely check it out. It's worth it. It's been out for a year or so, I'm pretty sure, if not longer. I know it was out last summer when I was playing it. So
so what is, like, so there's no combat in it at all?
No combat.
So there's what exactly, like the, so you have your radio that's kind of like almost like a puzzle one.
And yeah, so your radio, that one like instigates anything like a cutscene sort of like, or whatever, to progress the game. You just use your radio. There's also like the conversations you can have with
yeah.
people, and that gives you 3 options. So you basically got your lawful, your neutral, your chaotic. So it plays by that rule, much like Bethesda does with Fallout.
Which is really interesting. Like, and I always like to ask about replayability.
Yes.
And so for me, I mean, right away, there's obviously reasons to play through this game again.
Yeah. So like for me, I'm just doing like a whatever kind of character. Like I'm not like following it, but like next time I play through, I'm just gonna be a total asshole. Like I'm just gonna be like negative the whole time, and then like. But this one, I'm kind of just like I'm all over the place. Like I'll be like what would I be doing in that situation? So if like my stepbrother's like, oh my god, my mom when she died, I was like really sad, and I'll just be like, oh man, I can sympathize with that. That sucks. But then like he'll turn around and be like, oh yeah, so this girl's kind of cute, and he'll be like, you fucking pig or whatever, like. So like you can just do that, and it's kind of fun, and your character's very like, and it's still, and any conversation topic you choose, it still kind of just steers you in the way of developing your character the way you want it to, in a sense, and it's interesting, And and there's some other cool things like when you enter new areas, like so your stepbrother's takes pictures, right? He wants to take pictures of memories and stuff.
Of course, yeah.
And so there's this one time he takes a freaking picture, and then when you enter a new area, it shows you the picture like in the loading screen. I literally shit my pants because I didn't realize it at first. So I had the game and I was watching a TV show at the time. And I put the Switch down, like yeah, okay. And the loading screen takes a little while, so that's why I put it down. And I'm watching my show, and then I look down at it and I see the picture, and it's a picture they took of a reflection in the mirror because they think that the character's reflection is like evil or something. It's got something to do with it because she keeps talking to her reflection. And so he takes the picture, and this picture's funny because it's like kind of done like a selfie. So they're both in it, and he kind of he's got the camera and he takes it in the mirror. And I didn't realize it, and I'm like, oh cool. And then all of a sudden, I see 2 red fucking eyes above her head and the shadow figure. And I just went, holy shit. And it scared the hell out of me. And I was just like, I did not see that. And like, I was just like, what the fuck is this game going to do to me psychologically? Like, it's fucking with you. But it's so creepy. And you just don't know what these demons are yet. Like, I can't wait to find out what they are. So I'm really excited.
That's super sweet.
So yeah, good game. Reasonably priced.
How are the before we get like just end it off with the value and everything?
Yeah.
How are the graphics and controls as far as like obviously I'm sure the controls are fairly smooth from what you've been saying.
Yeah, controls are fine. No issues.
Nothing serious. But as far as the graphics, it looks like it's almost kind of like a cell shaded.
Yeah, it's one of those games where like it's very zoomed out on the characters, so you're not zoomed in on them so much. It kind of funny enough, it reminds me kind of like The Sims, the way that The Sims walk around.
Okay.
Because your character kind of controls the way people move. So if you're walking and you've got people following behind you, they'll follow you. But then the second you stop, they stop. And if you want to push someone out of the way, they kind of like get all awkward and everything. So it's kind of funny. The controls are smooth though. There's no issues with it, I don't find. There's some areas where you're kind of like, oh, come on. But for the most part, it's like I said, it's all just walking. You're just walking through the levels and you're just kind of going through the motions, but it's a nice relaxing way of doing it while scaring the shit out of yourself pretty much with these demonic figures. So yeah,
that is pretty cool. By the way, I like to Google things while he's talking about stuff. I'm not really too familiar with it, and I just found out that you can actually also get this game on Google Play Store.
Oh really?
Yes.
Cool.
So that's kind of cool. But kind of to end off on it, it sounds like it's a sweet fucking game, and when you do beat it, you'll have to maybe
reasonably priced.
How much is it on the Switch?
I think I paid maybe, I want to say $12 for it.
Okay, so that's for the Switch. That's about.
Pretty sure
obviously, it's going to run a lot better on the Switch. It's going to look better on the Switch than it would obviously on
and
phone.
it's like, in any game, like I always say, any game that you release on the Switch, its value already increases. So even if you got to pay a little bit more for it, just take that leap.
Yeah, Nintendo's not going to dick anyone around.
No, and it's just, like there's so many good games out there. And for the Switch, most of the games I talk about, they are out on other consoles. I would tell you if it's exclusive to the Nintendo Switch, but for the most part, you can get these games. So if you own a PS4, you own an Xbox, you own a computer, these games like Oxenfree's on there, So just check that out. It's reasonably priced. It's fun. It's worth the money, and it's got at least 3 replay abilities to it.
Oh, for sure. And that's
value.
To me, when it comes to games, I mean, I'm the cheap gamer. That's my deal. You know? So I like a lot of bang for your buck. And what's cool about with the indie games is some people might say, well, your segments are kind of similar. Because at the end of the day, the indie games are cheaper and but that being said, there's to me it's a whole different ball game because a lot of the stuff I'm going to pick is going to be older games and
and you're looking for people purchasing cheaper games and and you're not, these are games that you're not going to look out for, right? You're not going to go into the game store and just be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to do what Kaz does. Oh okay, I'll just spend $20 on a game that I know nothing about, and then you buy it and you're like, well, this game shit.
Exactly. And
that's the biggest disconnect with indie games right now is people are too afraid to buy it until someone else comes out and they go,
hey, this is good.
This is a good game. Go play it. And so it's
$12.99 on the Switch. For those of you who are Android phone users, it's $6.99 on the Play Store right now.
There you go.
And it's really well reviewed.
I bet you it's out on iOS as well.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
If it is, and you know what? It's very playable on these. On the phone, there's no reason it's not a playable game. I could tell you right now, if you have a cell phone and you want to try it, it's a good one to try.
For sure. So at the end of the day, does Oxenfree, being featured as Kaz's Indie Game of the Month, does it get the official Cazador Jones seal of approval?
I do not have a seal of approval. I have a stamp of approval.
A stamp of approval. Excuse me.
Yes,
a stamp of approval.
Seals are for seals. So
or seal. But you know.
But on another note too, yes, it does get my stamp of it does get my stamp of approval. But something that I actually also just wanted to bring up with games and purchasing and prices and stuff is the way I look at it is, and this is a way I think most gamers should look at it from now on, is game prices have gone up a lot in the past 10 years. They just go boom, 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 and now we're paying like basically $100 for a game after we've just spent like $600 on the console. So basically, once you own 6 games, you've just basically purchased another console. So the way I look at it is to justify
is fucked in a way.
It is. The way that I look at to justify it is when you're purchasing a game, you got to be smart about it. And the reason why I say it is being smart about a game is how many hours are you going to put into a game, and then how many hours does it take you to make the money in real life
to purchase that game.
So for Mario Kart 8. I was really hesitant to buy it again because I'm like, I already own it for the Wii U. Why am I buying this again? But when I bought it again and I started playing it, and I'm actually playing it on the Switch and everything, I've already logged like almost 12 hours on it, and I've only owned it for about 3-4 weeks. But I've logged 12 hours. That to me, I know how much I make. Okay, it's worth it. But if you buy a game and you only play it and it's like $80 and you only play it twice, and you haven't put in a lot of hours in, you've wasted your money. So it's basically being smart, listening to reviews, but also taking as much information as possible and then doing that math in your head. Am I going to play this game for more than... Usually I would say about 8 hours of work is equal to 8 hours of a game. So if you're going to play that...
Then that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you're going to play a game for like 30 or 40 plus hours, to me, that's a solid
it's worth the $80.
If you're going to play a game for 6 hours and you pay $80 for it, that kind of sucks.
Yeah. And and it's the same thing. So just your time is important, and your value of a game and your time, and time is money kind of thing, that whole saying. So that's what I was kind of thinking about the other day. I was like, this is kind of where you need to go as a smart gamer. Mm-hmm. So if there's a game you really want, like if tomorrow TJ, like Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, are you going to go buy it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because
I'm not going to think twice. I'm just going to go spend the money on it.
Yeah, exactly. And like now that you know how good God of War is, like beforehand, would you have gone out and bought it?
Of course.
Would you go out and buy Breath of the Wild tomorrow if you had a hankering for playing
Absolutely.
it? Yeah, see, these are the games that I'm
because
talking about.
I've already know that they're going to be
not
good.
Not that you need to go buy it, because you can just be like, hey, Kaz, can I borrow your game?
But I mean, for me, it's like, that's why like I like what we do with this podcast and what we do, because when we talk about games, if your boys Kaz and Hodder and Kaz, whatever the fuck, Hash Brown Hodder, excuse me, if you want to know, okay, is this a good game? Is the game worth the money to buy? And is it going to be good? We're straight shooters. We're going to tell you like it is. If I say this game is worth your money to spend it on, I can assure you it is, because I'm a cheap as fuck person.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to games.
I don't think TJ's bought a game in 4 years.
The last game I bought was...
The last game he bought was the Dark Knight, like a copy of the Dark Knight DVD, and it was free.
And it was for free.
That's not even a game. Yeah, I know.
And the next game I'm going to buy is going to be under $20. It has to be. That's just to me, like, that's just my thing. I'm like, okay, I have $20 I can spend this month on games. That's what I set aside for myself. And I know, okay, if a new game's coming out I want, then I'll set aside that $80 for myself or whatever. That's where the cheap game challenge came in. But for you, with the indie game of the month thing, like, I think that's super cool, and it's such a cool concept. And I totally agree with what you're saying, that, like, you really need to be careful nowadays with, as much as we joke around and have fun on this podcast and like to be goofballs and stuff, at the end of the day, as gamers, we want to get a bang for our buck, and we want you guys as fans of as motorized windblowers of our podcast. We want our motorized windblowers to get the most bang for your buck, and know that if you come to us and we recommend a game, you're going to enjoy it.
Yep.
You're going to appreciate it.
And we have a council of people, too. It's not just us. We have a council.
Yes.
The Council of Kaz.
If the Council of Kaz says, yo, you guys should talk about this game because it's really good, or hey, you guys should check this game out and review it on the show, we'll do that. So if you guys have a game you want to talk about, if you have an indie game that Kaz you want him to talk about, if you have a cheat game you want me to talk about, or just a game in general, let us know. Hit us up on all the social medias and all that fun stuff. We got 2 Guys in a Game on Facebook and Instagram, 2 Guys AA Game on the Twitter. Hit us up anytime on podbreednetwork.com/2 Guys in a Game. You can follow Kaz on Twitter under the Tangent King. You can also follow me under TJ_Harder if you want. I'm not sure why you would want to, but that's what it is. And hit us up anytime on the email at 2guysinagamePodcast@gmail.com. We love to talk to you guys. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Oxenfree, or hear your thoughts on the Bethesda thing, or anything at all. We love to talk about that. And actually, I do have something interesting that I want to talk about actually next week with you, Kaz, from a listener of our show. And it's basically, he had an idea for a game that I've never heard of.
Okay.
And it's interesting. And then also, there's a game that I believe we're going to talk about next week. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. But I would like to talk about, because it's a game that I've mentioned on the show before and I've never done a full review for.
Okay.
And I finally fully beat it. So I'd like to do a review on it. It's an older game. But we'll see what happens next week. Maybe we won't. But definitely look forward to that, guys. It's basically this game that this guy had. It's a survival game set at the heart of World War II. But it's not at all what you think it's going to be. And he was telling me about it last night, and it is just, at first I was kind of just throwing it off. I was like, whatever. But then he started talking about it more, and I was like, I'd play the fuck out of that game. So
I would take that game out to dinner. I would buy it a fancy dinner, and then I'd take it back to my hotel room, and then I would play the fuck out of that game.
I would play the fuck out of it.
I would give that game a helicopter ride around Manhattan, and then once it comes back, I would take it out on a boat ride, and then I would take it back to my hotel room and play the fuck out of that game.
I would take it out for a nice steak dinner, and I'd take it out for some ice cream after for some reason, because why not? I'd go and take it down to the port, and I'd watch a sunset with it, and then I'd take it back to my room, and I'd play the fuck out of it.
I'm just trying to... So this has just come out of nowhere. So it's so good. This is great. Oh.
I would take the game and I'd take it out to Pizza Hut because it likes Pizza Hut and it's not fancy.
And it's unlimited salad bar.
Of course.
And it loves the unlimited salad bar.
Of course.
And then I would take it to the movies and we would watch movies, and it would be Ready Player One, the movie about video games, so it could watch it and enjoy it because it's in the movie. And then
while we're in the movie theater, I wouldn't even wait till we get home.
I would pull out my console and I would shove the game into my console and I'd play the fuck out of it. Wow, this is oddly sexual.
Haha. So
that one's also sexual.
Anyway, I believe it is now time for some shout-outs.
Shout-outs initiating.
Dun.
Gaza's dead. Gaza's dead.
Gaza's dead again.
So any shouts today, Cazador Jones?
I would like to make a very personal shout out here to Mr. The Prince, aka Nathaniel.
The Prince,
who has been on our show.
Yes.
And I just wanted to shout out his accomplishment, which he shared with me the other day, which I was just like, no way, mate. You did not just say that to me and not tell me about that. So the other day, I'm just, whatever. La 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 la, me and Nathaniel talking. And we're just talking about games, and all of a sudden he goes, yeah, the other day I got the platinum on Monster Hunter. And I just look at him and go,
I saw that actually.
Dude.
I completely forgot about that.
Dude! And he's just like, yeah. I'm like, why didn't you tell me? He's like, yeah, I finally got it. I'm like, mother trucker. So congratulations to him. Shout out to him. He's a fucking crazy ass mofo, and he knows that. And for the fact that he platinums things and he's a trophy hunter, I mean, like, dude, like, mad props. Good for you. Good. I'm proud of you. That's like, in the gaming community, that's pretty crazy. I mean, I used to be an achievement hunter, and so the fact that you do that stuff, that's crazy. Like, I lost my motivation to be an achievement hunter long ago.
I did too. I was, but yeah, no, that's awesome. So shout out to the Prince that is king, because that's awesome. That's freaking sweet, man. So shout out to that. Yep. We of course want to give a shout out to all of our buddies out there in the podcast world. Drinks with Larry. You guys had an awesome episode with Buff Bagwell last week, which was really, really cool. I had a great time with it. Shout out to Josh from Still Loading Podcast. Always a great dude. Always love to chat with him. Shout out to the Bearded Gigs. They got a real nice pair down under. I'm never going to stop doing that joke, guys. I apologize.
for a righteous cause.
And they're searching for a righteous
Their
cause.
name is Bearded Geeks. None of them actually have beards. No,
They
I'm
actually
just
do.
joking. Well,
No.
I know, that's why I'm just joking. I'm just doing the Mad Max thing.
They don't actually have beards. And they're not actually Australian.
Out here in the wasteland, it's kill or be killed.
Of course, want to give a shout out to our buddies over at No Geeks Allowed podcast. We were a bit off on the timing of our episodes, so we don't have any new War of the Lava updates this week, but next week we should have an update for you. And, of course, want to give a shout out to the D-Pad XP podcast, great podcast that have been very supportive of us. And, of course, we want to give a shout out to the entire Podbeard Network. You guys should check them out, podbeardnetwork.com. A lot of great content. And also, I'm saying that one of the streamers, or YouTubers, excuse me, that was on Podbeard Network that has kind of gone on a bit of a hiatus will hopefully be coming back soon. I'm not going to say anything else yet, but I'm very
I'm not
excited
going to
about
name
that.
any names. I'm not going to
There's only one.
pickle into that
And
hole.
if you guys are regular listeners to the show, you know who I'm talking about. But I'm really excited about that, so could be fun. But anyway, I believe with that I'm going to go eat some hash browns because, yeah, hash browns are cute.
Eating hash browns, eating up some hash browns.
And actually, after this, I'm going to edit this show and throw it up because I completely forgot to mention the fact that this episode is basically live because we're doing it today, and today's the day it goes up. Right.
I'm taking hash browns and I'm eating up some hash browns.
Eating hash browns, eating hash browns, eating hash browns in North Bay. What? Let's keep
Well,
going.
I've been Cotter.
And I have been
Cash Brown.
Cash Brown. And I've been Cash Brown. And this has been Two Guys in a Game. Bye, everybody.